Let's check out this ThinkNode M6 LoRa node from Elecrow. It's compatible with Meshtastic and Meshcore and has a 6-watt solar panel with MPPT charging and a 7,000 mAh lithium battery. It uses a low-power NRF chip and comes with a built-in GPS module, just like the ThinkNode M1 device that we checked out in a previous video. I'll put a link for it in the description below. Elecrow sent this to me for free to try out, but all the thoughts I'm going to share are my own. Alright, let's unbox this thing and try it out. Here's a shot of the back showing some of the specs that I mentioned. It also lists the operating temperature range and has an IP65 rating since it's designed to be mounted outside. It has a basic user manual which gets the job done for identifying the buttons and how to attach the antennas and mounting bracket. Nice, the foam packaging is really well done. Good job, Elecrow. This thing is a great size and it feels really solid. Even though the housing is made out of plastic, it feels pretty high quality. Okay, here's the mounting bracket, which is adjustable to get a good angle for the sun. We'll check that out more later. You get a USB-C to USB-A cable and also some mounting screws. Oh, and I almost missed the antennas that were hiding in the back. This one's for the GPS, and the one marked 915 MHz is for the LoRa antenna. I really like the size of this device and how the electronics are compactly mounted to the back of the panel. It looks like you get some LED indicators for power and data. And then there are these two aviation-style connectors for a UART connection and I2C. I won't be connecting any sensors to these, but cool that the option is there. I like that the little caps for the connectors have red gaskets in them for keeping the water out. The USB-C connector just has a rubber cover. It would be nice if it had a similar screw cap like the other connectors, but I think it's unlikely to ever see water intrusion since it will be underneath the panel. The reset and function buttons are on the side next to the GPS antenna connector. They're protected from water by a rubber membrane, and pressing them has a really nice clicky feel. You can also see how they mounted the SMA connectors on little brackets and use gaskets to seal around the wire that goes into the case. Okay, let's screw on the GPS antenna. It's interesting that they chose to put GPS on this device since it will most likely be mounted in a stationary location where you could just manually assign the location coordinates. For me, I think I'd rather have a nice external Bluetooth antenna, although as I discover later, the internal Bluetooth antenna has some pretty good range. Before I installed the LoRa antenna, I thought it would be cool to throw it on my antenna analyzer rig. This measures the standing wave ratio, or SWR, which basically tells you how well matched the antenna is across the frequency range that you're operating on. The lower yellow trace is showing about 1.3 to 1 SWR around the center of the band at 915 MHz, and just under 1.5 to 1 near the ends of the band. That's great. This means that the antenna is well tuned and has minimal reflected power. The Smith chart shown by the green plot in the center gives us a look at the antenna's impedance. Since the plot is very close to the center, that means the antenna is close to a 50 ohm match with very little reactance, which is exactly what we want. Cool, this seems like a really well-tuned antenna. Alright, let's throw this on there, and now we can attach the mount that just slides on and latches into place. This lets you control the tilt of the panel, and turning the large plastic nut lets you rotate the assembly if you need to. It comes pre-flashed with Meshtastic, but I always like to flash the latest firmware on new devices when I get them. So let's head on over to the Meshtastic flasher, and we can conveniently filter by Elecrow devices, and scrolling down shows the ThinkNode M6. I'm just going to go with the stable beta firmware, and I'll put the device in DFU mode, which basically mounts it as a local drive where you can copy the firmware file over to it. Once that file copy finishes, it automatically installs the firmware and reboots. Since I'm already connected via USB, I'll use the Meshtastic web client to connect over serial so I can set my region and other settings. Under power, I'm going to select the option for enabling power saving mode since this device is powered by a battery that's charged via the solar panel. Even inside of my workshop, I'm already starting to see some nodes show up. Okay, let's go mount this thing outside. I'm going to attach it to the corner of my deck. Higher is typically better, but I think this spot is a good compromise because it will be easily accessible as I experiment with it, and I can easily connect to it over Bluetooth inside my house. I pulled off the base of the mount so I could screw that in place first. Then I slid the panel assembly onto it and cranked down the retaining nut. The mount seems a tiny bit flimsy, but this device is so light I don't think it's going anywhere. Alright, one thing left to do is a customary fresh install test message. The mesh isn't super active at this time of day, but a little while later I got a response. This solar node is pretty great. I really like the size and the overall build quality. I look forward to experimenting with it more. It's a really nice addition to my local mesh setup. Just a reminder that I'll drop a product link in the description below. If you like this sort of stuff, hit that like button and consider subscribing. Alright, I'll catch you in the next one.